Here are 5 crucial tips to help you effectively socialise your dog. Tip number 1 is not to let your dog socialise or interact while they are overexcited and above their threshold, because what you're going to do is communicate to your dog and condition in them that that behaviour is okay and that it will get them those interactions. Even if it's easy for you because your dog calms down after they've had the interaction, you're still conditioning that behaviour. It is your responsibility to maintain a calm behaviour from your dog, and that they understand and that they've been conditioned that it's when they are calm they get to have those interactions. When they are overexcited, they are removed where space is created, and that you implement in a positive way the calm behaviour gets those interactions when they do happen. My second tip is to work at your dog's pace. Even if your dog is a little nervous wreck and you think to yourself, I just need to get them out there and to show them the world and to engross them in what we call immersion training, which is flooding them with stimuli that is overwhelming. It has been shown to help some dogs. That is not my approach. I work at the dog's pace. That is my tip for you. If you don't know what you're doing, don't try immersion training, because if your dog is that overwhelmed and you have them in a confined area or they feel that they can't escape, they're not going to go into flight, avoid or submission. They're going to go into fight mode and they're going to react. So learn to understand their body language on an individual basis, because different tails, ears, there are barriers to communication. So learn your dog's cues, but also understand the basics of when a dog is communicating with their ears at certain angles, and when they're high on alert, back, submissive and fearful, when their tail is high and alert, tucked under in fear, wagging to their right hand side for positive, to their left hand side for negative, because a wagging tail is not always a happy, excited dog. Learn to understand that. Work at their pace. It's so important. I can't express it enough. My third tip kind of relates to the tip number 2 in regards to working at their pace, because what I'm going to say now is that I don't want you to over socialize your dog or under socialize them, and a lot of the time it is for your own sake. It's easier for you to submerge them in something or to take them away. If you let your dog interact with every dog they see, or every person or every child or every other animal or a vehicle, whatever the stimulus is that they're interacting with over and over and over again, you're going to break down their understanding of a boundary. The other thing that can happen is that they're going to be continuously stressed by it, because they've had continuous exposure over and over and over again. And when there is no boundary, no guidance or leadership, your dog can then turn to reactivity to express their need for space. I get people come to me that want their dogs to interact all the time. I just want my dog to walk with other dogs and to play. If your dog doesn't want to, don't force them to. You can teach your dog to coexist through habituation and desensitization. But if they don't want to interact and you force them to, they're going to react, and it will be your responsibility. It will not be theirs. On the other hand, I don't want you to under-socialize your dog, because if you do under-socialize your dog and then you take them out in public, they will be withdrawn, they will be overstimulated, they will experience flight and avoid mode, and they will try to run from a situation, or they might submit. But if they don't express either of those, or they try to and it doesn't work, they'll go into fight mode and they will turn to reactivity as well. You have to find the perfect balance. And if your dog has a negative emotional attachment to something, it's important to actually work towards creating a positive emotional response. My fourth tip is to create positive experiences. So you can see how these will start to link together. Counter conditioning. If your dog is having a negative emotional response, whether they're reacting, they're lunging, barking, snarling, growling, or they're trying to escape, find a space with distance that your dog is comfortable with. When they are watching their stimulus here that creates a negative emotional response, I want you to present them with something that elicits a positive emotional response, such as a treat. Give them a treat. If if they take it and they're watching that calmly, you can help then rewire their emotional response towards that negative stimulus, and that can be incredible for them. And then over time you just get closer and you get closer and closer, and you work at their pace and you don't force it because it's what you want. There is positive risk taking, and then there is just diving right in because you think it'll be easier, because then we just go back to immersion training and flooding your dog with stimuli that is too overwhelming for them. And of course, play with them. Again, use distance. Don't get them too close to something that they might react to, or that they might try and join in on the fun if they're too close, or something that might try and approach them. So command training, a game of tug of war as well. Have them on the lead, of course, and create some fun activities and confidence building, and take note of your dog's body language and how they go from withdrawn behaviour to a high confident tail and a proud chest. And you can see that swag as they walk. It's really cute. I've seen it in dogs I've worked with and it's incredible to see. So work on confidence building in ways that your dog really enjoys. And of course, don't just do it in those environments, do it in the home as well. Whatever your dog loves to engross in that is harmless, especially if it meets their breed specific needs, engage in it with them, because their confidence also comes from you. They read your emotions. They really do. My 5th tip is to be your dog's advocate. Please advocate for your dog. If somebody tries to approach your dog and they don't want to, or you don't want them to, or they're in training, ask first. That's all that people have to do, is to ask first. If they just approach your dog and you are not observant and your dog snaps and bites them, your dog's going to be the one that's going to get in trouble for that. There is a war on dogs. So when people are approaching your dog and you're not advocating for them, you are setting your dog up to fail. And I have to say it how it is, because I don't want to sugarcoat it for your dog's sake. No, you can't fuss my dog. We're in training. Walk away, create space, give the person the opportunity to want to learn and understand. So interact with the dog when they want it, when they're confident, and when you decide it is best based on your own observations of your dog's social interaction. So I really hope these tips have helped you. If you choose to utilise them, that's fantastic. If you choose not to, I hope that whatever you do is supporting your dog in a positive way that meets their needs and that makes them very happy, and that you're not pushing them too far, but you're not holding them back too little. You've got to find balance. It's all about duality and finding what is right for your dog and of course for you. But you know what? You brought them into your life. It's your responsibility to help them. So I hope that helps.